everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Our Magical World. So before watching this video, quickly like, share and subscribe to this channel and do ring the bell button to receive all not notification, not personalized ones, and ring the bell button for more. So now we are going to continue the grade 4 mathematics topic only. Some are few chapters were remaining in this. So let's start with the last chapter, which is time and calendar. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we are going to start with the chapter of patterns. Then we will move to time and calendar. Okay, so let's see what is in patterns first of all. Okay, so who knows what are patterns? Okay, let me tell you. Wait a second, okay. There are many types of designs. Some designs are random. This means there is no repetitions and no relation between the one and the next design. Some other designs are there in which some shapes or sequences of shapes are repeated. Here, such repeating designs are being discussed, which are called patterns. Patterns is a list of numbers, letters or figures that follow a certain sequence of a certain rule. So what is a number pattern? There are some numbers which follow a particular addition, subtraction, multiplication or division or combination of these patterns. So, okay. Now let's come to letter pattern. Okay, first letter pattern. There are some letters of English alphabet which follow a particular rule too. I have an interesting fact. The letter M and N are the middle letters of the English alphabet. Okay, so we have now a figure pattern. Okay, there are some figures which follow a particular rule. One of the missing figures is the set or next figure in the series is to be selected by understanding the rule followed by other figures. So I have a fact for you. The figure patterns are repeated drawings over different places. And now I have a fun trivia. Observe the bed sheets and carpets at your home. Do you have a bed sheets or carpets at your home? These are designed or printed on the basis of patterns only. Okay. Now let's come to know what is a series. A series is given with one term missing. Choose the... Okay, now we are not going to do the activity. Okay, so this was the pattern one. Okay. Now guys, let's come to the last chapter, which is time and calendar, and then we will end the whole syllabus of grade 4 mathematics. Then we will move to Vedic maths. We will move to more advanced and higher mental calculation, mental math level of maths. Okay. Then we will look forward for some words in the mathematics dictionary, which are math related words in this dictionary, which will give many more information. This dictionary has helped me a lot, and I have understood the 7th grade and 10th grade, 12th grade and college math also by the help of this book. You also buy it in the description box. Now let's come with time and calendar. Okay, it is important to respect time, because time is something which when goes never comes back. Time does not only mean what we see in a watch or a clock. Seconds, minutes and hours are smaller units of times. The bigger units of time are days, weeks, months and years. We use the calendars to know time in these units. So guys, do you have a clock at home? This is it is a clock. So this is the time mentioned in the clock. This is the wall clock which shows the time here. This is the calendar which shows the days. Okay, so the introduction is clear. Now let's move ahead. A clock has two hands. The long hand shows minutes, which is the minute hand, and the short hand shows hours, which is the hour hand. The minute hand moves faster than the hour hand. The hour hand moves from one number to the next number on 1 hour. The minute hand completes one full round of the clock in 1 hour. Okay. Now I have a fact. Okay. The time is always written as 6:00 and never as 6.00. Understood? Okay. Now we have... wait a second. Okay. Now we have... When we write time, the hours and minutes are separated using 2 dots called a colon. Okay. Now we have looking at a clock. In the clock, the minute hand takes 5 minutes to move from one number to the next number. We can read the time showed by the minute hand by multiplying the number 1 to 11 by 5. Okay, now let's come to a little example. Like, see, this is the clock which I have. This clock has these minutes. These are the minutes. From 1 से लेकर 60 तक यहाँ पर minutes होते हैं. Then what we do? This is the hour hand. This smaller hand is hour hand. और ये hour hand जो होता है इस पूरे घड़ी का round लगाता है. And this is the minute hand. Understood? So now let's recall the table of 5, the multiplication table of 5. You must all know 5 and the 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15 and so on. Okay. Now we have some fact for you. When the minute hand is on 12, it is not multiplied by 5. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So 1 minute equal to 60 seconds and 1 day is equal to 24 hours. These are some important facts to remember in conversion of time and conversion of calendars. Understood? Now we have to and past in time. These are some important words in time. Now what to do? Take out a blank notebook, any notebook if you have, and draw a clock in your notebook, separating to and past and color them using crayons of red color and blue color, and you need a black sketch pen. Quickly draw it. I'll give you 10 minutes time. Draw it and submit us on our page, and then we will check and announce the results in the next video, in the shorts video, okay. Now we have to and past in time. The face of a clock can be divided into 2 equal parts. Each part is 1/2 or 1/2, okay. You must know fractions. 1 is the numerator and 2 is the denominator. You must understand it, okay. When the minute hand is in the right half, the minutes are read as past. For example, if the hour hand is between 3 and 4 and the minute hand is on 5, we read it the time as 25 minutes past 3. Okay. So for example, if the minute hand is on 3, imagine the minute hand is now on 3. So we read as 3:15 minutes past 2 or quarter past 2, and in 9 we write as quarter 2. And we write past and 2 in other words, and then we write in 60 we write, in 6 we write half past or any number, okay, half past any number. Understood? So similarly, when the minute hand is in the left half, the minutes are read as 2 and the hour is read as the next hour. The minutes calculated after multiplying by 5 subtracted from 60, okay. Now let's come to, for example, if the hour hand is between 7 and 8 and the minute hand is on 10, we calculate minutes as 10 multiplied by 5 equal to 50 and subtract it from 60. We do time as 10 minutes to 8. Okay, now we understand the concept of quarters. Okay, quarter past the hour. When the minute hand moves from 12 to 3, we say that it is covered 1/4 or 1/4 of the face of the clock. We read the time as quarter past the hour. The clock shows the time as quarter past 1. This is also read as 15 minutes past 1 or 1:15. Now let's come to quarter to the hour. Okay. When the minute hand moves from 12 to 9, we say that it has covered 3/4 of the face of the clock and needs a quarter of the face to move to the next hour. We read the time as quarter to the next hour. The clock shows the time as quarter to 10. This is also read as 45 minutes past 9 or 9:45. Okay, now let's continue understand the concepts of AM and PM. Okay, the day is divided into 24 hours. How many hours are in one day? 24 hours. Okay, when 12 hours are for the day and 12 hours for the night. Okay, 12 o'clock at the 9 is called midnight. After this, the 12 hours of the day start. This is the 12 o'clock in the day is called noon. What is it called? Noon. And after this, the 12 hours of the night start. The 12 hours of a day are written as AM, which also means ante-meridian. Okay. And the 12 hours of the night are written as PM, also means post-meridian. Understood? Now we have reading time to the exact minute, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay. The time on the clock can be read as either clockwise or anti-clockwise. The time is read by looking at the numbers where the hour hand, the smaller hand, and the minute hand, the longer hand are pointing. The number which is pointed by hour hand is read as it is. If the hour hand points between two numbers, then read the small number for time. Okay. Now we have the number clockwise reading the time. The number pointed by minute hand is multiplied by 5 to read the exact time. And in anti-clockwise dinner time, add 1 in the clockwise hours and subtract the clockwise minutes from 60. So when you go to grade 5 or 6, so you will learn the concept of 24-hour time. 24 hours means after 12 o'clock in the 12 o'clock PM, we write as 13, which is 1. And reprint that 13 and then we write 14 like that. Okay. Okay, now we have conversion of time. This is a very important. Okay, so conversion of hours into minutes. To convert hours into minutes, we multiply the number of hours by 60. If there are some minutes also in time, these minutes are added to the product. Okay, now we have conversion of minutes into hours. To convert minutes into hours, we divide number of minutes by 60. If there is some remainder left after division, these are shown as minutes in addition to the number of hours. Okay. Now we have the 24-hour clock is also given here. Okay, now we have calculating time duration or addition and subtraction of time. The time duration of two events can be calculated by either adding or subtracting the time values by using a line. Okay, now you solve the word problems. Okay, on the page. Now let's start the concept of calendar. So there are 12 months in the year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Okay. How many days are in a normal year? There are 365 days in a normal year. A leap year comes after every 4 years. There are 366 days in a leap year. There are 52 weeks in a year. There are 7 days in a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some months have 30 days and other months have 31 days, except February, which has 28 days or 29 days in a leap year. Now I have fun trivia for you. There is an easy method to learn which months have 30 days or 31 days. Make a fist of your hand. This is called a knuckle rule. Okay. Now count up and down your knuckles. The months that come on knuckles have 31 days and the rest have 30 days. For example, make a fist like this. Okay. Let's start with January. This is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Understood? Okay, now we have one more fact and then solve the multiple choice questions. Okay. Leap year is a year that is divisible by 4. Example is 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, etc. Okay. Now let's end our topic. Now please solve sample question paper level 1 and level 2 for your Olympiads if they are coming. Mathematics Olympiad for grade 4 and 3. And we will. Okay, now let's start with the Vedic Mathematics concept. Okay, which is a very hard and little difficult to understand concept. Let's start. Okay, so let's start with Vedic Mathematics workbook 1. Okay, now let's understand the first method. Okay, yeah. So now let's come to know what is Vedic maths. It is an ancient system of mathematics. It was rediscovered from the Vedas by Swami Bharati Krishna Tirtha between 1911 and 1918. Vedic mathematics is based on 16 sutras or word formulae. By using this formula, the mind can be trained to solve mathematical problems with greater ease and accuracy. Vedic mathematics helps in making mental calculations easier. It is a flexible system wherein the students have the liberty of inventing their own methods of calculations. This results in the calculations becoming much faster than regular methods. This enhances the students' interest in mathematics. The Om Vedic Math Workbook Series level 1 to level 4 or level 3 we will learn in grade 3 focuses on basic mathematical concepts such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division that are explained in a fun and easy to understand manner. These books will cover the following sutras. Okay, digital root, Navasesh. All from 9 and last from 10, Nikhila. Vertically crosswise, Udva Tiryag Bhyam. One less than the previous one, Ikan Yunena Purvena. The remainder by the last digit. Sheshaniyekana Charamena. One more than previous one. Ikadhikena Purvena. Transpose and adjust. Paravetre Yojajet. The concepts of Vedic mathematics are easy to understand, apply, and remember. This book aims at developing an interest in mathematics and making the subject easy and fun. It also aims at sharpening the student's mind and increase accuracy as well. This in turn will increase the student's concentration and logical thinking. Okay. Now, let's start with Navashesh. Numbers are made up of digits. नंबर हर एक नंबर में डिजिट्स तो होते ही है ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द नंबर 25. The digits of number 25 are 2 and 5. The digits of number 8, 9, 3 are 8, 9 and 3. When the digits of the number are added, the sum is the Navashesh or digital root of that number. Okay. Now find the digital root of the following numbers. Complete this exercise. Now let's come to know Navashesh for larger numbers. The Navashesh or digital root is always a single digit number. वो हमेशा सिंगल डिजिट नंबर में ही होता है. Sometimes when the digits of a number are added, the sum may be a 2-digit number. In such cases, repeat the process until you arrive at a single digit number. Okay. Now let's come to Nikhilam. Subtract the last digit of a number from 10. Subtract each of the remaining digits from 9. Put those numbers together and you will get the Nikhilam or complement of that number. Okay. Now let's find a complement of the following numbers. Complete this exercise. Now let's come to the most important method, which is the drop 10 method. Okay. It is sometimes difficult to add 3 or more numbers. If you follow the drop 10 method, you can make addition simpler. The key is to never count above 10. When the running total becomes more than 10, stop. Put a minus or dot to represent 10 and use the remaining digits. Okay. First, start counting the ones. Okay. Now continue by using 4 only. Write 5 here. Carry 1 over to the tens because minus represents 10. 1 gets carried on the next digit. Now start counting the tens. Write 10 before 5 and then you will get the answer. In the same way, you can solve the exercises. Okay. Now let's come to the drop 10 method with larger numbers. The drop 10 method can be used with larger numbers as well. Using the same technique, carry the sum over to the tens and then the hundreds. Okay, the same method is used here. Just one thing is extra. Let's carry the same sum over to the tens and then the hundreds. Understood? Okay, now we have... Okay. Now we have some word problems. Now use the drop 10 method of addition to solve the following word problems in less than a minute. Solve the word problems on page number 11 and do buy the book in the description box. The link of this book is given. 1 to लेकर 3 तक. 1 से लेकर 3 तक के links this description box में दे रखी है. Okay. Now let's come to subtraction by Nikhilam. Subtracting larger numbers can be difficult at times. Use Nikhilam. Base of the sum is 10 to make it simpler. Here are the rules. Start subtracting from the left instead of the right. If the digit is in the upper number is less than the lower number, add the complement of the digit in the second number to the digit in the first number instead of subtracting. Whenever you do this, subtract 1 from the answer you have arrived at before this step. Okay. Now subtract the following number using the Nikhilam technique and trick. Okay. Now use Nikhilam to solve the following word problems on page number 15. Okay, so now we have multiplying single digit numbers. Use Nikhilam to make multiplication interesting. Just remember this mantra. All from 9 and the last from 10 and represents 10 and minus sign represents 10. Apply Nikhilam directly to multiply single digit numbers that need multiplication tables of 6 and above. Instead of multiplying numbers directly, multiply their complements. Then do a cross addition to find the answer. Okay. Now let's come to solve the multiplication word problems. Use the trick that you have just learned to solve the following word problems. Okay. Now solve it fastly. Okay, now we have multiplication double to single digit numbers. Okay, Nikhilan can be used by multiplying a 2-digit number with a 1-digit number. Instead of multiplying the numbers directly, multiply their complements. Then do a cross addition to find out the answer. Understood? Now solve the word problems. Okay, now multiply 2-digit numbers. Okay, use Nikhilam to multiply 2-digit numbers as well. Follow this rule. Number 1 N1, number 2 N2, N1 plus C2 or N2 plus C1. If complement C1, complement C2, C1 multiplied by C2. If C1 multiplied by C2 equal to 3-digit number, keep the last 2 digits and carry over the digits to the 100 place. Understood? Solve the word problems also. Okay, now you have dividing 2-digit numbers by 9. This trick makes division by 9 so simple. The quotient and the remainder are both hidden in the dividend itself. Let's find out how. Consider the number D1, D2 divided by 9. D1 is equal to quotient. D1 plus D2 equal to remainder. D1 and D2 stand for digit 1 and digit 2. In case D1 and plus D2 turns out to be greater than 9, follow an additional step. If D1 plus D2 is 9 or greater than 9, the remainder is D1 plus D2 minus 9 and increase quotient by 1. Understood the tricks? Now for the word problems. Okay, now the answers are given on the back of the page, 32 page. Okay, so now are you clear with the Vedic Maths workbook 1? Now practice all the questions in it, and now you have to excel more in this mathematics. So practice every day Vedic Math, and then in the next session, in the next video, we will practice Vedic Math level 2 and level 3 together. Okay, we have some more time left, so let's quickly recall with the math dictionary in the meantime. Okay, now we have the math dictionary. I am going to explain each mathematical concept to you now. Okay, so you know what is a abacus, you already know. You know what is an absolute value. How far a number is from 0 on number line or either side of 0. The absolute value of a number is never negative. Under 0, we recalled the last session negative numbers and positive numbers. Did you remember? Okay, now we have, you already know an acute angle. Okay, now you already know, wait, okay. So let's see what is adjacent. Next to each other, having a common point or side. Like my room is adjacent to your bathroom. Now let's see what is algebra. It is an area of mathematics that uses letters and symbols to represent numbers and quantities. So, algebraic expression is a number that contains at least one number and one unknown number. Variable, numeral or pro-numeral it is called. But no equal sign. Understood? Now, what is an algorithm? Let's see. It is a set of rules or a method that you use to solve a problem. Understood? You know an angle, you know an alternate angles are the two equal but opposite sides on a Z shape. Okay. Now let's see what is an align. It is a lay or place in a straight line. You know what is an altitude? It is the height. How high? मतलब क्या चीज से सबसे ऊंचाई है वो. Okay. Now you know what is an amount already. You know what is an analog clock. It is a type of clock which has numbers 1 to 12 written on the face and two hands pointing all them to show the time. Okay. Now you already know this. You know what is corresponding angles? Equal angles created when two parallel lines are crossed by a straight line. And complementary angles are the two angles that together measure 90 degrees. Understood? Now let's come to apex. The top, the highest point, the point furthest from the base, also called the vertex. You know arithmetic already. These are when we do calculations in mathematics. An area, a branch of mathematics. Understood? Now we have associative laws. The Intuitive laws of addition and multiplication say that when you add or multiply three or more numbers together, it doesn't matter how you group them. The answer is the same. Understood? Now, what is a symmetry? Having parts that are not equal, symmetrical in some way. A shape that has no line of symmetry is described as asymmetrical. Understood? Now, okay, now we are up with the time, and let's see a last thing we have. What is an attribute? It is a characteristic of an object such as size, shape or color. So now our time is already up. Now this book covers with much more 10th or 11th grade primary school mathematics. When you read this book, you will indeed become a mathematician in the field of mathematics. So bye bye. I have been in this field for years now and excelled much in this subject, and I hope you will too, because today I am here, I am speaking here, I am standing here to share my knowledge with you all, so you all become a mathematical genius just like me. Thank you for your help. Bye.